Good evening, everyone, and good evening, Nigerians. Our time now is 10:32 p.m. Southern California, and today's date is 26th February 2025. We're going to do a quick one here. As we all know, most Nigerians can attest to what I'm about to say. It's only in Nigeria that people get killed for stealing bread. It's only in Nigeria that they set someone, a human being, on fire for stealing yam. It's only in Nigeria that a woman, a girl, will be stripped naked for stealing something as cheap as a bra or underwear. It's only in Nigeria that women are violated, stripped naked, and you see the men dipping their hand inside her body for something as cheap as stealing 25 cents, equivalent of 25 cents. You know, Nigeria has become a country where the poor, the impoverished, suffer for the sins of the elites. Poor people suffer for the sins of the politicians and the elites. And my question is, since I was born, and since many of us, many Nigerians, every Nigerian can tell you, I don't know of any Nigerian that has ever had a good life, apart from the children of these corrupt politicians. You know, there's this video that I'm about to show every Nigerian and non-Nigerians. I am using this video to thank Mr. Femi Falana for his courage, not only to come out and expose what has been going on, but I'm at the same time going to use this opportunity to ask for when or what plan does he have to take these people to court so that we begin to recover all that they stole from the nation. Because we cannot continue like this. If we want Nigeria to work for everybody, not for a few, we need to take back our resources from the hands of those who stole them from us, and make sure every single one of them is punished for their actions. You cannot punish somebody who stole bread on the street. If he's lucky, he'll be beaten up, badly hurt, but most times we know what they do to them. Jungle justice, set them on fire, throw a tire on them, set them on fire, and that is the end. And those who are responsible, who pushed that young man, that young woman into doing what they did, is sitting in one office, living the best of life. We're going to go to this video. Give me 1 second.
And I want to say without any fear of contradiction that the efforts are merely scratching the surface. We're not addressing serious taxation in our country. And I do hope you can take up some of the issues I'm going to. Number one, in this building. Somebody said he wanted to set up a presidential library. By the way, it can only be a military presidential library, because libraries by former presidents are usually set up by elected presidents. So not a dictator. It will be the first time in the history of the world that a military dictator is setting up a presidential library. So we must qualify it so that people can be able to distinguish between the real libraries and pretensions. I must say that they gathered here last week, and within a few minutes, not less than 17 billion was raised. Who died? Because this is where we must address taxation. How did those guys come about such colossal sums of money in their possession? They belong to us. It's our money. And what it is, and one of them was honest to say, all of us here were made by this man. And what he was saying was that General Babangida used the gun to take oil and gas resources of the Niger Delta and distributed oil blocks to his friends.
You hear that?
Those were the people who were distributing. I mean, we are announcing those figures without doing anything. You take the oil block, you go and talk to people outside the country, call it offshore, without contributing anything. They will take the license from you, the paper, and make you instantly a multi-billionaire.
This week, we're hosting a free trading and investing workshop right here in Irvine. Inside this workshop, you'll learn that you don't need to...
Sorry about that. We're going to continue, but I need to. We're going to have to continue with this video, but I need to let this advert run. I don't know why I chose this time to do this.
You understand what I'm saying? Somebody has used a gun to take your property. He has now given it to his friend, robbing Peter to pay Paul.
You hear that?
Secondly, and this goes beyond oil block, gold and other solid minerals are also being distributed, even now. And those are areas we have to address. Can the system continue to enrich a few people at the expense of the others? Those are areas we must address when you are talking of taxation. Again, you take your gun, you seize all the public enterprises of the government, and you distribute them to your friend, either at giveaway prices or outright gifts. They call it privatization. It has just been reported in the House of Reps, an inquiry is going on, that the Allied steel industry in Delta State, valued at $700 million, was sold for $30 million. That's about 3 or 4 years. Where we are hosted, this building. To spend the night here, now, I think it's not less than $500,000. It's one of the best investments in Africa, not just in Nigeria. Transcorp Hilton, a sitting head of state in Nigeria, sold it to himself and his friends.
You hear that?
But I can assure you, at the right time, the Nigerian people will collect their assets from those who have cornered them. Sorry. In September last year, Militi, a government agency, disclosed to Nigerians that a few oil and gas companies are owing Nigeria by way of royalties and taxes $6.17 billion and 64 billion naira. Nobody has denied the figures. If that money was collected, the federal government will have taken no less than $3.5 billion going by the revenue allocation from Malawi. But what has happened? I think 2 months later, the president went to the National Assembly and got the fiat of those gentlemen and ladies to take a loan of $2.1 billion to fund the 2025 budget. Nobody is collecting our money, but the president is taking a loan, mortgaging the future of Nigeria.
You hear
and
that?
even Nigerians here on pan.
You hear that?
This may also interest you. A few oil companies, we call them the IOCs, are owing Nigeria $62 billion in respect of a law not implemented for 18 years. So please, if you want to collect taxes, these areas you must address. I called you one day and I'm happy you said you are working on it, and I've seen it. Again, many of those who donated last week operate in a place they call free economic zone. In that zone, we are not bound by the tax laws of Nigeria. In other words, they are exempted from payment of federal, state, and local government taxes. In that zone, whatever they are importing to the country, duty-free. I submit and I've made the point repeatedly. That law is illegal, discriminatory, and unconstitutional. I am in Lagos. I operate in Ikeja. You can't ask me to be paying taxes in Ikeja, where I have my operation, while somebody has a factory valued at over $20 billion and then stop paying taxes. What kind of taxation regime is that? All the things imported by him, duty-free. Whatever I import, I pay duties. It's discriminatory. It's illegal. It's contrary to Section 42 of the Constitution and Article 2 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. I'm therefore submitting that this business of reforming the tax laws of our country and policies will require
organic and dairy-free. Woo!
I think I'm gonna have to cut this video here, this broadcast here. If you want to hear more, go on YouTube and you get the full detail of what he's talking about. My question now is, Babangida, why? Did you write this book, your biography, because it's time to go home? What about Nigerians that you swore an oath as a military officer to protect, to serve and protect the territorial integrity of our nation. You swore to protect the Constitution first. And who is the Constitution? The citizens of the nation. Mr. Falana, thank you once again. But how do we recover our resources? Because we need to take it back from the hands of these men. It doesn't belong to them. Somebody cannot steal from you, continue to enjoy what they took from you, and leaving you with nothing. And you watch them enjoy it. Till tomorrow. Good night from here, everybody, and thank you for watching. Yeah, I noticed for a few weeks now, I haven't gotten any subscribers. Please support what I do. And God bless every one of us. Good night.